Hi guys, Jared here as always, and I'm sorry we do not have a Saturnday video for you today. And the reason why is because I really wanted to discuss something that's been bugging me all week long, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this. And Saturdays are this channel's biggest, most popular thing. I have no script, so you're going to hear me saying probably quite a lot. But this is something I really wanted to get off my chest. A lot of you know Colin Moriarty from Kinda Funny, or previously from Kinda Funny. And I haven't followed everything that's been happening with him and that particular situation. But I do know enough from what I've seen through Twitter, because I follow his Twitter account, and I'm actually going to post this and send him a message on Twitter showing this video, whether he watches it or not. That's whatever. This is something that I really wanted to discuss, and I really wanted to get off my chest. As someone who's been in the video game industry myself for over 20 years in one form or another, I've followed Colin's career quite a lot. And the reason why is we share a lot in common. We are both very, very similar human beings, and we also have very similar taste in video games. So it was fun to read his different articles that he wrote throughout the years. I really liked his reviews. I liked the way he didn't hold back. And in particular, I liked his political stances and not being shy about talking about certain things while discussing the video game culture or video games as a whole. And I always appreciated that. He never stood down, you know? He always stood up for what he believed in. If he thought that a game didn't deserve a certain score, for example, he would say that. But he would also say that he enjoyed the political reflections that a certain game wasn't afraid to show, for example. And I appreciated that. So if you haven't heard by now, he's resigned from Kinda Funny, and right around the same time there was this big issue that happened where he tweeted, what was it, peace and quiet, or now peace and quiet, something like that. And it was hashtag a day without women, and it was for the International Women's Day. And it was funny because I saw when this tweet went live, I just so happened to be on Twitter, and I don't live on social media. And I was with my significant other, Serena. If you guys follow the channel enough, you know about that. And Serena was laughing and laughing and laughing about that. And she got it immediately what the joke was, reference to all kinds of things, sitcoms that have been happening for years and years and years, where the joke is that, you know, women are constantly always talking, making noise, and men are the dumb apes, basically, of the relationship. And she laughed and laughed and laughed at that. But it was the fallout that happened from that tweet that I just couldn't believe. And it's something that Stephen and I have talked about a lot on our podcast, where we've said, you know, about gay rights, we've spoken about political correctness in video games, and we haven't been shy to talk about those particular issues ourselves. We try not to offend anyone with our opinions, of course, but in the end, they are that. They are opinions. And I was just flabbergasted to see the fallout of such an innocent tweet, a joke. But people saw opportunity with this, and they just latched on, man. And I couldn't remain silent on this. I had to do a video about this on our most popular day, and I'm sorry that I sort of stole this slot. But I really wanted to publicly defend someone that I followed for years and years, and I appreciate their work, and it's such a like-minded individual that I really felt compelled to come out and take a stance on this and say that there's something really wrong with society right now, where we can take something like that, such a harmless tweet, a joke, and transform that into what people had hoped would be like a career-destroying moment for Colin. And I am so happy that that has not happened to him. I'm glad that doors are opening for him and he's probably going to be able to move on to the next level of his career. But what blows my mind is what Polygon and I forget which other article. There were two articles that were just outrageous. Polygon's was ridiculous, basically accusing him of leaving Kinda Funny because of how he was, you know, destroying women in Twitter, or on Twitter rather. How in the hell did he do that by having a joke? Like, it just didn't make sense. And then the worst one was that Times one. I forget, it's not Times Magazine, it's another website. It's a legitimate site. And they basically were calling him a racist. And it was just mind-blowing. You know, it was just mind-blowing how they were saying that he too, you know, that he resigned because of this particular thing. And I might be wrong with some of these like headlines and stuff like that. I'm going by, it's already been maybe about a week or so. And I purposely held off on this video because I wanted it to be on the Saturday, because that's when we generate our most of our traffic. But the point is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what any of these sites say about, like, oh, he left for this or that or anything. It's not about that. It's the fact that they publicly accused him of being a racist. A racist? Does no one know what that word actually means anymore? How does a joke, peace and quiet, you know, hashtag a day without women, how is that racist? I would very much like to know that. So there was that, and then this whole thing of that he's sexist and all of this. My gosh, does no one watch the videos that he was producing? It's like, it was just an attack. It was nothing more than that, and I was disgusted. I was absolutely disgusted. And yes, we've had our fair share of stupid comments from people, and those I brush off, and people are like, oh, you look goofy, or oh, you sound nasally, or this or that, or whatever. I don't care. I do this for entertainment purposes for all of you guys that enjoy the content that I produce. That's why I do this. But when I saw a personal attack, and then that it was catching on with like mainstream media, I was like, this is wrong. This is the shit that is wrong with society today. This is the stuff that's driving me crazy. It's why, like, Steven and I, we've talked sometimes about, like, you know, just letting this all go. Because I don't ever want this channel to get to the point where we're so big that every single thing I say, I have to think, oh, well, let's see, is that going to offend this one? Oh, no, maybe that's going to offend... It's crazy. Why can't we just talk? Like, I don't get it. Why you can't have these sorts of conversations without everybody sort of taking offense to this or taking offense to that. It's insane. I'm not going to actively go out and offend people on their race, their sexual orientation, their culture. No, of course not. You know why? Because I have respect. But so does he. Colin has respect for all of these people, and if you watched his content, or if you read his many different articles that he's written over the years, you would know that. And that's what I can't stand, is this character assassination off of sheer stupidity. It's like people see an opportunity and man, do they pounce. And I can't believe that. I really cannot believe how incredibly sensitive some people have gotten to that point, and then others where it's like they're just seething, man. They're like frothing at the mouth, like, ooh, there's an opportunity, let's get him. Doing a video like this will have minimal impact on our subscriptions and you know, things like that. I don't expect this video to take off and suddenly we're gonna have thousands of comments on it, but if I had 200,000 subscribers, oh, you bet your ass that a video like this would cause all kinds of issues. But I felt really strongly, I wanted to say to Colin directly that, you know, all of us here, really, we've got your back, and just, I cannot believe that this has happened to you, and I'm like really sorry that this is utterly ridiculous, and I really hope you all the best moving forward. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. And just know that, you know, you have way more support than you probably even know. And to all of our viewers that watch the show there, you know, be mindful of things like this, because it's really disgusting when you see someone get character assassinated. Putting Colin's name and racist together, that's going to stay in the internet forever. And that's freaking awful. It's awful when it's just not true. Ah, peace and quiet, you racist. How does that make sense? I mean, really, we're the most educated I think we've ever been before. How have we gotten to this point? I don't know. So that's it. I felt compelled to do a little video about this because this has been bothering me all week, and I really wanted to get this off my chest to show support for Colin and say that I am really sorry that that this happened, and I am going to miss P.S. I Love You. It's never going to be the same again. You don't even realize, but like Steven, he's the other co-host of C.O.E., he basically depended on that podcast every Tuesday because he goes to what's called no man's land, is what we call it here. And he used that as a way of, you know, passing the time. And so to him, it actually had like a personal impact on him. Think of that. That's crazy, you know? It's like an internet show, but that's what happens with these things. People get connected. And that's why it really hurts when you see someone get character assassinated for no reason whatsoever. It's really, really sad, and it's really, really unfortunate. But I'm going to end this video by just saying I wish you all the best, Colin. Really great job. Your career has been amazing so far, and I can't wait to see what you do next. And to all our other viewers, like I say, really be mindful of the things that you say, and God, don't be a douchebag. And with that, next week we will be back with our regular Saturnday videos. Thanks for checking us out, everyone. Have a good one.